Okay, fasten your seatbelts. This is going to take me a while to explain. What is happening right now has happened before. Don't think it can't happen here. And let me start by saying the difference between a first world country and a third world country is not money. People think, oh, third world countries are poor and first world countries are rich. That's actually not the difference. What makes a healthy society and economy is not the amount of money it has, but the distribution of it. In third world countries, there is money there, but it's at the top. Only people at the top have money. The rest of the people are drudges and they have to eke out a living with almost nothing to show for it. That's what's happening here, guys. What's happening is that all of the wealth, the oligarchs and all the rich people, it's a kleptocracy. All the rich people are gathering up all the wealth for themselves, and the bottom 99% is struggling just to make ends meet. Now that serves the it serves the purpose of the rich, because when you've got a lot of workers that are working so hard, they can get them for cheap. They can get them for cheap to do anything they want, all of the and make them more money. Okay, now it's good for the rich, but it's not good for the poor. Now, what used to happen when I was growing up, there were no such things as billionaires. There might have been a few millionaires, but they were very rare. In fact, instead, there was a huge middle class, and one man's income could support a family of six people, albeit a little bit difficultly. In getting the women to work, it broke down the family and it made things harder for the family. It talked about women's lib. In some ways, it was good because women could have some, self empowerment. But in other ways, it wasn't, because now it takes two incomes to support a family. Anyways, long story short, what's happening is that the rich are grabbing more and more for themselves and squeezing the poor harder and harder. Basically, Trump and his cronies are turning America into a third world country. Don't think it can't happen here. It has happened all over the world. In fact, I bet you a lot of you guys didn't know. In about the year 1000, in Baghdad, there was free health care. The hospitals were free to everybody. Now, over the years, what do you think happened? They had a society that valued education and knowledge, and and it was a meritocracy. People could rise. There was upward mobility. When I was growing up, there was upward mobility too. I mean, I am a result of public school education, and I was able to forge a career with my public school education. Okay. It's harder to do that now. You need to have specialized prep schools and stuff like that. People look at which school you went to, all that kind of thing. That wasn't the case when I was growing up. There was upward mobility. Now it's a lot harder. Okay. So what's happening is Trump and his cronies are turning the country into a third world country. What they did is they defunded the education system. And then when it stops working, when the kids are struggling and everything, they say, see, it can't work. So we should just pull it all out and leave it for private school vouchers. That again is exacerbates the 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 pressure, the downward pressure on the people who rely on public education, and only concentrates the opportunities in the elite. And what's happening too, if you look at the people Trump has surrounded himself with, they are not smart people. Okay. These are white people, very privileged. They might have gone to fancy schools, but they're not very smart people. So it's not a meritocracy anymore. It's all about loyalty. He hires people based on loyalty, and that actually started with George W. Bush. He valued loyalty over smarts, okay? And because of that, you've got a lot of inept, dumb people who don't know how to do things. They might look pretty, okay? They've got the looks, but they don't have the smarts. And they've always ridden on their looks. So that's what's happening. And Trump is turning things into a third world country where all of the wealth is concentrated in the top, and only people you got to know someone to get anywhere. Okay, that's a third world country.